make you feel like you can never be yourself, or you can never say how you really feel. Until now, yeah. When it's sundown, my mind is on the rundown. I be feeling like my happiness is on the come down. But when I speak to you, I feel like it's a touchdown. Finally found me someone I can really trust now. I always have so much to say, but no one to say it to. If I can talk to you today, I know I can make it through. So let's have this conversation like a radio station. So let's have this conversation like a radio station.
It's finally Friday, and it's time for the conversation with Maria Byrd.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. You are listening to The Conversation with Maria Byrd, and I'm super excited about today's show because we have with us a very special guest. He is a revelatory motivational speaker and a highly sought after influencer who motivates the masses every day with his daily broadcast, Get Fired Up with George. His awesome ability to transform mindsets while utilizing the power of affirmation and positivity promises to leave a lasting impact not only on this generation, but for many, many generations to come. Please help me welcome to the show my very special guest, George Moore.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad to be here. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Yes,
this is
welcome
amazing.
To the show.
This is amazing. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so glad to be here. It's ridiculous.
Yes. Well, how are you?
I'm better than good.
Wow.
I told you before we started, I'm excited because I believe that today is a breakout day. Today is a breakout day. Matter of fact, everybody who is tuning in, make sure you hit share right now.
Yes.
I need you to get people in the room because today's going to be a breakout day. I'm serious.
Today's going to be a breakout day. Wow.
Right.
Well, listen, man of God, before we get started, can you just tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am, my name is George Moore. My friends call me Machine. Why do they call me Machine? I believe that we all grow up with a nickname at some point. We all have nicknames. We all have things that people call us. And some of us have nicknames that we don't like. Some people called us ugly, called us fat, called us all kind of names. But I believe that you have the power to call yourself what you want to call yourself.
Yes.
And so the name Machine meant something to me because, everything in history, we've done as people. And when you wanted it to become easier, more effective, more consistent, more reliable, you created a machine to get it done. So when it comes down to this motivation and encouragement, I consider myself to be a machine.
Yes.
I do this every day. You can't be a human and do this. You gotta be a machine. So I'm doing good. I feel good. I'm encouraged.
OMG. Well, I am excited to have George Moore, the Machine,
That's
on
right.
the Conversation with Maria Byrd show today. And so, George, I'm excited because today we're going to be diving into the power of affirmation and positivity.
I love it.
Yes. But before we do that, I would absolutely love to know more about the person of George Moore.
Yeah.
And so if we were to go back in time, what type of child would you say you were?
Okay, so I was a very affectionate child. I loved hugs and kisses and affection. I was raised by two beautiful people, Bishop Mark Moore and Dr. Shirley Moore. And shout out to my parents. Love you, Mom and Dad. And they were amazing parents, are amazing parents. And they raised me to know that I was somebody special.
Wow.
They told me I was incredible. They loved me. They did all these right things. But for whatever reason, as a kid, and very few people know this, I had low self-esteem. For the majority of a lot of my life, I had low self-esteem. And the thing was, it didn't make sense. Because oftentimes we say, oh, somebody has low self-esteem because of this, because of that. But I had low self-esteem, and it wasn't because I was lacking love. Self-esteem is something, your esteem is something that is going on the inside, and you can have people tell you that they love you, you can have people tell you that they care for you, and you can still have a low view of yourself.
Yes.
And so the reason why my esteem is so high now is because I learned the power of what we're going to talk about today. And that is the power of affirmations. And so the reason I call this broadcast a breakout broadcast is because there are going to be people who are going to watch this who have various issues, and you don't understand how it came to be. People don't understand you, but today is going to be a breakout day in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, in your heart. Today is going to be that day. And before we even really go further, I got to make sure I shout out all the appropriate people. I appreciate you. I love you so much because you're real. When I first saw you, I was like, man, she's so animated. I was like, I wonder if that's who she really is. And then we talked on the phone. I said, oh, wow, she's real. Okay. And then we met in person. I was like, oh, my God. So I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for your husband, who is an amazing man of God, Prophet Byrd. He all this setup, how professional this is. He has so much to do with this entire layout. I want to thank our engineers.
Yes.
Man, nobody see you, but I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, man. This
Eli.
Mr. Eli, thank you, sir. Man, this is just a wonderful atmosphere, so I'm grateful.
Wow, OMG, man of God. Well, listen, we are honored to have you here with us in the studio.
Thank you.
The machine is in this place.
And so,
yes. Wow, I love that. And so I wanted to ask you, because I believe that we can learn from each other just regarding our life experiences.
Yeah.
And so what would you say are some of your defining moments?
Okay, so I have a couple that come to mind. One was a couple years ago. My father, who is my pastor and my leader, it was, I think, January of 2017. And let me say this before I even tell the story. I consider myself to probably be one of the most encouraging people you will ever meet. I strive to be very encouraging. Yes. And I remember it was the beginning of the year. We had prayer at our church for consecration, and it was a 5:30 a.m. prayer. And my father, the prayer ended, and he was walking out of the sanctuary, and he said, "George, I gotta talk to you." So I was like, "Oh Lord, I did something wrong." He said, "I need to talk to you." I was like, "Okay, what's up?" He said, "The Lord showed me that you are supposed to lead this prayer." And he said, "I want you to take this, and I want you to keep it going." Now, I'm not what you consider a prayer warrior. See, a lot of times what we think is that we get assigned to stuff that we're like really good at. And sometimes you need people in your life that will call you to do things that you're not really good at, but they see something in you. So he said, "I see something in you." He was like, "I really think you can build this prayer." And so months went by, and I literally dropped the ball. I remember one morning I was there all by myself. And the reason I was there by myself is because I didn't do my job to build it. And I left the church that day, and I was really discouraged. I had a lot going on, and my dad called me. And when he called me, I knew he was going to ask about prayer. And when he found out that nobody was coming because I wasn't doing my job, I knew he was going to be like, "See, you got to get together. You got to do this right. You got to do this. You got to do this." He didn't do any of that. He called me. He said, "Hey, George, I just want you to know I'm proud of you." He was like, "I thank you for keeping something alive." He said, "Your faithfulness to that prayer means something to me." He said, "I'm glad that you are always in place and you're doing your thing." And this is what was crazy about that. He spoke to me, and he said that to me, and I didn't even give him nothing to be grateful for. And the reality is, you need people in your life that see the good in you, that see the power in you. See, when she was doing this, when I was watching the show, I was like, man, she playing. No, she's really like this. And so he was like, "George," he was like, "I'm proud of you." And that moment shifted me. You need people to see the greatness in you before it manifests where everybody can see it. And I vowed to myself, I said, I will never let this happen again. And before you knew it, we started growing that meeting. And so you have, double digits of people at church at 5:30. You have a good bit of people there praying. And what this did for me was it taught me responsibility.
That's good.
It taught me discipline. It taught me how to stick to something. So that was, believe it or not, that was actually a very important part of my life. Yes. Then last year, my grandmother passed away on January 12th of 2018. And I came into 2018 with this expectation that this is going to be the greatest year of my life. oh man, new year, new me. I had all these declarations and all these things that were going to happen. And on January the 7th, I get a call saying your grandmother's not doing well. January the 8th, I leave Georgia and I go to Michigan because I wanted to see her. She passes on the 12th. I have a grandfather who at the time was 97 and he needed care. My mother was there to help him. We are here, but she moved to Michigan to help take care of him. Yes. And when I saw the situation, I was like, I'm not going to let her do this by herself. So me and my sister went there. And so for about 5 to 6 months of last year, I lived in Michigan. I left everything that I was trying to build, everything that I was trying to do. I left all of that to go help my mom, help my grandfather. And this literally changed my life. Because you don't know love until you have to give it to somebody else. You don't understand what, you think that love is a word. You think that it's a feeling. You think that it's an emotion. No, it's not. Love is action. Love does. Love shows up. And it wasn't until that moment where I had to care for somebody else that I learned that I was stronger than what I thought. It wasn't until I had to be up helping and doing things and being a part of various things that were uncomfortable for me. This helped build my character. And so everything that we're going to talk about today was birthed in a time, in a season of death.
Yes.
It was in a time when I lost my best friend. It was a time when people who I trusted started leaving my life. That's when character was built. And so this was a very important time in my life. Wow. And so when I tell you I'm fired up,
woo! Yes.
I'm fired up because not only will you come out of it, but you will come out stronger, you'll come out better, you'll come out wiser, you'll come out with a better understanding of yourself. Your tests and trials are designed to teach you self-awareness. You learn who you are when things are not going good. And when you learn who you are, you learn how to handle yourself, and things that are killing other people will become easy for you. So,
woo, come on,
I love it. If you're watching and you haven't shared yet, shame on you. Hit share. Yes. I don't know how these numbers are looking, but I need y'all to share this.
Yes.
I need y'all to share this.
Wow. I love that revelation that the tests and the trials that we go through, they build character in us.
Yeah, they build character in us.
Yes. Can you talk, just share a little bit more regarding some of those defining moments?
Well, these defining moments are so unique because I have a affirmation that says that my storm is building me, not breaking me. And when you understand the purpose of your storm, you then will understand, why God chose you. It's to build you. And the beauty of these defining moments is that I'm not perfect yet. I'm not where I'm trying to be. I am in progress. Yes. But I'm telling you that whatever you're going through, whatever you are facing, is building you. It's developing you. Something is happening in whatever you're going through is not an accident. The worse your storm is, the worse your situation is, that is God's way of showing you that he loves you. Because what he's doing for you is he's building you so that you can help build somebody else. Ooh. You feel what I'm saying?
That's powerful.
I'm glad.
Powerful.
I'm glad.
That's powerful because oftentimes we don't get that revelation. Hindsight is 20/20.
Right.
But when we're in the middle of that thing, we can't see that. Okay, this is not just for me, but this is for somebody else.
Somebody else.
Come on, yes, absolutely. And so let me ask you this, George, regarding your testimony. Mm-hmm. Were you and God always on good terms?
That's a funny question. If we weren't on good terms, it was because of me.
Come on, talk about this, George.
Just to be honest with you, if we weren't on good terms, it was because of my mistakes and my lack of faith and my lack of belief. I can't honestly tell you that I've been disappointed with God because God doesn't change. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't move. We move.
We move.
You know what I'm saying? So as far as good terms go, I hope he's been on good terms with me. I hope he's been pleased with me. I hope he likes me because I love him, even when I'm not happy.
Talk Talk about it.
Because I think we don't understand that love is not just for good moments. Love is not about just the smiles and the giggles and the blessings and the,
Yes.
So I think we should ask God, have you been on good terms with George?
Come on.
As far as I'm concerned, he, even in my bad days, he's been good to me.
Right? Yes, because this reminds me of when I was in high school.
Okay.
And people thought well, she's the good girl, she's quiet, because I really am an introvert. My apostle Travis Jennings, he had to develop me.
Shout out to Apostle
Yes,
Jennings.
he had really developed me to this place.
Right.
And so and I thank God for my husband too, Prophet Eric Byrd, because he's been working with me. But yes,
right.
In high school, I was mischievous.
Okay.
Yes, I was, George. You know what I mean? Like hanging out with the wrong crowd. But I love how you said it. God loves us. Right. And he loves us enough that he will steer us in the right direction.
That's right.
Come on. He will allow us to go through those things.
That's right.
That, we will not only learn from it, but we'll be able to help somebody else.
That's right.
Yes. And so, I just love that you made that point. And so I wanted to ask you this, when you just consider, your path and your different experiences, you touched on it, but just tell us a little bit more regarding that thing that God has called you to do.
To be honest with you, I believe that we all need encouragement. I don't think we really value the power of encouragement. To encourage is to persuade. I believe that part of my goal and my mission and my purpose is really to encourage people to keep going.
Wow.
Just don't stop. Just don't stop. I want to encourage you to believe in yourself.
Yes.
I want to encourage you to see yourself the way you're supposed to see yourself.
That's good.
We need a shift in perspective. And our issue oftentimes is that we just don't see things the right way. It's not as bad as you think. You just don't see it right.
Come on.
The people who change the world the most, the greatest influencers, the greatest trailblazers are people who just see things differently than everybody else.
Yes.
And because of how they see it, they now have a different solution for it.
That's so good. That's so good. And I wanted to ask you, George, because you touched on it a little bit regarding, just in the time of your adolescence, dealing with a lack of confidence and low self-esteem. Because that's part of my testimony. That's strongly what I had to deal with and overcome, and still overcoming. And so, because there may be someone that's listening or watching that's going through that. Right. And so can you just go back, tell us about that place that you was in, and then show us, how you came out of it.
Okay, so you're taking me to a different place. I gotta say this, like I said earlier, I had no real good excuse for low self-esteem. I didn't. I had love. I had all the things that you think you need to have high self-esteem.
Right.
The words of affirmation from others. Oh, you're great. God's gonna use you. You're incredible. Thanks. And I believe that you need people around you that speak life. But I don't know why. I just didn't have that thing inside of me. And so what happened was I was introduced to affirmations from my father.
Wow.
And I started reading up on it and studying it. And I found out that literally you can shape the world around you through your words. And that you can literally speak what you want to see. You can speak what you want to become. You can speak what you want to feel. And I heard this. And so, cool story. 2015. It was fourth quarter. We were getting close to Christmas time. And I needed Christmas money to buy gifts for my family. So I went to my dad and I said, hey, Dad, I need money for Christmas. And I don't know what I'm going to do to get it. Because based off of my current budget, just things aren't looking good. He said, write a book. Now, most people don't just tell you to write a book
right.
as a quick fix to needing some money. Like, hey, he was like, man, write a book. Within 30 days, I would say, I quickly wrote my first book. And what happened was, I wrote the book, and the book was called New Words for New You, because my dad knew I loved affirmations. And so I wrote the book, and we released it in just enough time for me to get money for Christmas. Now, but that's not the testimony. That's not the testimony. Thank you, Jesus. But that's not even the testimony. What made it funny was that I wrote about something that I didn't really understand the power of. So I was still making the decisions that reflected low self-esteem. I was selling myself short. I wasn't believing in myself. I wouldn't stick to things. I wouldn't give things my best because I didn't believe that I had what it takes. See, I had swag, but I still had low self-esteem. I was cool.
Oh, George.
See, a lot of people sometimes you look at people who are extroverted and you say, oh, they have high self-esteem. Not really. That don't mean that they really love and value themselves.
Come on, George.
Nah.
Right.
Oh, he's cool. No, that don't mean nothing.
Come on.
But I wrote the book on affirmations, but I didn't really internalize it. Last year, when I was going through that situation with taking care of my grandfather, then it became real. Because I was in situations where I was connected to people who I was fearful. I love you. I was fearful that they were going to have breakdowns. I was fearful. And I had to use the power of affirmations to help pick people up.
Woo.
And it started with myself.
Yes.
And it started with telling myself, no, you are the best. You are the bomb. You are strong. You are courageous. And so as a result of that internal work of what I was telling myself, my self-esteem elevated. That's it.
Yes, I love it because you know what, one of the things that I found when you do these affirmations, like sometimes you have to literally go in the bathroom and look into the mirror.
Come on,
I mean it's critical because it's just like that song. What did Michael Jackson say? I'm talking to the man in the mirror,
telling him to change his ways.
Oh yes, we have to face the man in the mirror.
That's right.
Yes, can you talk about that a little bit more?
I'll love to. So let me say this. I had someone introduce me to the subject matter of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is broken down into self-awareness, empathy, and self-control. And that first thing, self-awareness, is recognize. You got to have courage to have self-awareness. You got to be strong enough to embrace the fact that you're not perfect for self-awareness to really take its effect in your life. And so I started looking at myself and I was like, I'm not good at this and it's not their fault. I'm not good at this because I don't work hard enough. I'm not good at this because I don't wake up early enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started recognizing all the things that I was doing wrong. And then here's the flip of that. I also recognize what I do right. What I do good, what I do that's not so good. And then I started answering the questions of, when do I do this? How do I do this? What makes me do this? Why do I do this? And because of that, my life is starting to make progress in every area because that self-awareness is powerful. If you begin to look at yourself in the mirror and see what's not perfect about your life, embrace it. Don't allow it to beat you up. Don't allow it to drive you into the corner. But if you allow it to build you, okay, now you're on the verge of being powerful. Yeah.
Come on, George.
Yeah.
I love it. Self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
So you just continue to break that down. The emotional intelligence. Woo! Yes.
Yeah. So ask yourself the question. Like, look at your life. Look at your life and see the things that did not go well. And before you blame everybody else, look at what you did. Sometimes, like, relationships fail. And we're so quick to get in our feelings and say, oh, they do this to me. They did this. They did that. They didn't do this. But we never saw the fact that we also have toxic behavior that is messing up everything.
Woo! Help us.
You know what I'm saying?
Help
and
us.
so when you recognize that you yourself have, like, when you can take responsibility and say, man, I made some mistakes, then you are on the path of change.
Yes.
You're on the path.
That's critical. We have to get on the path.
That's right.
But self-awareness.
Self-awareness then leads to empathy, because when you recognize your faults and your flaws, then you can feel what other people feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't change you. Like, it's hard to change you about something that I'm bad at myself. But when I recognize how bad I am at it, then my empathy is built where I can tell you, listen, I understand what you feel because I felt the same thing. I did that.
Yes.
Now this is how we can get through it.
Ooh, yes. Take us to the third step, George. There's one more step.
Self-control. You want to talk about self-control for a second? Self-control is powerful, man, because we don't pay attention to how we control our own emotions. Wow. We don't control our own emotions. We are, and I'm in the spirit of self-awareness, I have been bad with my own emotions.
Me too.
I have said things that I shouldn't have said because I was in my feelings. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say this real quick, Maria. I don't trust people who speak their mind. People who always say, I'm just speaking my mind. I don't trust you. Because you need to have enough self-control to take what's in your mind and filter it.
Talk about it.
Filter it. Process it. And then you have to construct the most effective way to communicate with somebody.
That's right.
This is what's going on.
That's right.
But we don't have self-control. A couple books I recommend everybody check out. It's a book called EQ versus IQ, I believe. Then it's another one called Primal Leadership. But everyone needs to read up on emotional intelligence. There's so many smart people have high IQs. They're geniuses, but nobody likes them. Nobody wants to work with them.
Come on.
I know there are people who are brilliant dummies. They're just brilliant, but they don't understand how to work with people and how to manage themselves.
Wow, come on.
So yeah,
that's critical. That is so true. Yeah. Because like you said, when we don't have that self-control, all the relationships in our lives will be wrecked. Nobody want to talk to us, be around us.
I'm so sorry I had to interrupt you. Have y'all shared this yet? That's all I want to know. Yes. This is some good stuff. This is a breakout day.
Yes. Emotional intelligence.
Right.
George, I just love that. The need for self-awareness.
That's right.
Empathy.
That's right.
Self-control.
That's right.
Can we talk a little bit more regarding self-control? Was there like a time that you had to really implement and self-control? Yes. I have had plenty of moments actually. A lot of times, self-control is unique. And Prophet, I'm gonna ask you if you can do me a favor, sir. If you can change my name from George D. Moore in the caption to just George Moore. I have a page that I want everybody to follow and like. It's George Moore. That's where all my content's going. I need everybody to like that page. But I had a situation, I have had a lot of situations where I wanted to tell people how I felt, and I wanted to do things to people. I'm not going to go into detail, but I wanted to do things to people. I wanted to give people these paws. And the issue was, I already knew if I act in how I feel, it's going to mess up the big picture. We got to become more big picture focused instead of this moment. Yes.
You're in you're in the present is important, but if you don't focus on what is going to happen later, what you do in your present can mess everything up. And I've had situations where I really wanted to tell some people some bad things, and I wanted to do some things with some people, but I had to think about what's going to happen in the future if I act out right now.
That's good. Yeah. OMG, you guys. Emotional intelligence at work. Where you guys, listen. We're getting ready to take a quick commercial break, but I don't want you to go anywhere. Make sure that you keep it locked right here.
That's right.
You are listening to The Conversation with Maria Byrd.
That's right.
Thank you for tuning in to The Conversation with Maria Byrd.
So let's have this conversation
On WIGO 1570 AM radio.
You can connect with Maria Byrd here Fridays on The Conversation at 11 a.m. Go to www.mariabyrd.org. You can sign up for her newsletter. Check out the latest from The Conversation. You can be the next guest, have your song featured, or donate to the cause. Learn about marketing opportunities. Check out the giveaways, special promotions, free tickets, and the latest from Maria Byrd Publications. Again, log on to www.mariabyrd.org. That's www.mariabyrd.org.
WIGO 1570 AM radio.
Daddy, I'm scared. Can I come sleep with you tonight? I want to go.
What's the matter?
Because it's scary and I don't like the dark. And it's so darky.
Come on, KK. God didn't give me a spirit of fear. No, he didn't. Let me make this crystal clear. Open your ears. I ain't gon' get nowhere. As long as I'm stuck in that chair. Get up. I should be worried. I should be worried. I should be worried. I should be worried. Listening to it, she said. Holding on to the keepsake. I should be worried. I should be worried. I used to be scared of ghosts. They come out the closet. They come out from under your bed. I wonder what caused it. I used to tuck under my sheets. Thought that was real though. I migrate to mama room. Under the pillow, yeah. I would be wanting to curl up in mama's arms. Daddy told me don't be alarmed. God didn't give you a spirit of fear, That's the devil talking in your ear, Yeah. God didn't give me a spirit of fear. No, he didn't. Let me make this crystal clear. Open your ears. I ain't gon' get nowhere. As long as I'm stuck in that chair. Get up! I should be worried. I should be worried. I should be worried. I should be worried. Listening to it, she said. Holding on to the keepsake. I should be worried. I should be worried. I used to have stage fright. Somebody passed me the mic. I'm in the spotlight. You know I forgot right. Everything I rehearsed, I'm going blank. I got butterflies. I wish they would go away. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Gotta get in the moment. Gotta keep it going. Or else I'ma look like a fool, I'm talking in front of the school, God didn't give me a spirit of fear. No, he didn't. Let me make this crystal clear. Open your ears. I ain't gon' get nowhere. As long as I'm stuck in that chair. Get up. I should be worried. I should be worried. I should be worried. I should be worried. Listening to it, she said. Holding on to the keepsake. I should be worried. I should be worried.
God didn't give me a spirit of fear. God didn't give me a spirit of fear. God didn't give me a spirit of fear. I'm not scared of God. I don't wanna go home without you. Who is gonna take me home without you? I don't wanna go around without you. You don't wanna go home without me. I'll go home with you today. I'm not scared no more. Anything, I'm not scared no more. Luke G Music.
Thank you for tuning in to The Conversation with Maria Byrd
So let's have this conversation.
on WIGO 1570 AM radio.
What's up? What's up, you guys? Welcome back. You are listening to The Conversation with Maria Byrd. You just heard a powerful song, Shouldn't Be Worried, by Luke G. Be sure to check it out. Appreciation recap. This past Tuesday, OMG, you guys, February the 5th, it was my birthday, and I have to stop and take the time to give honor to a few people. First, I want to thank my wonderful husband, Prophet Eric Byrd. OMG, from the time I woke up that morning until the time I went to sleep that night, it was absolutely amazing. Surprise after surprise, and he completely orchestrated it all. So again, babe, I want to say thank you. You are the real MVP. I also want to take the time to thank a few people. You guys bear with me. My leaders, Apostle Travis and Executive Pastor Stephanie Jennings, Pastor Terry Jones, Pastor Tanisha Maris, Pastor Enrique Holmes, Sabrina Lawrence, Chanel Martin, Minister Demita Keener, Minister Jonathan Miles, Demonica Banks, Xavier Williams, Bridget Pritchard, Ministers Shalina and Lewis Dudley, Prophet Rachel Sr., Dr. Carla Cheney Rhodes, Minister Marcella Thomas, Jasmine Rochelle, Teresa Armstrong, Phil and Christina Louisant, Minister Kimberly Adams, Jocelyn Jackson, Thais Henry. Thank you to my parents, my siblings, Pastor Miles Rutherford, Griff, Pastor Patrice Meadows, Bishop Kendall Shaw, Pastor and Bishop Thomas, Pastor Angelique Simmons, Pastor Adam Parker, Prophet Octavius Miller, Prophetess April Reason, Apostle Leah Vanterpool, Dr. Faith Abraham, Erica Parks, Althea Springer, Shamasia Dansler, aka Mac, Minister Wendell Fields, Minister Jolanda Harris, Sister Latasha Reynolds, Keenan Mac Watson, Faye Dumas, Ashley Nicole, Prophetess Jacqueline Swaby, Apostle Aaron Russian, Evangelist Cherie Stevens, Brianna Jennings, Monique Russell, Minister Tatiana Martinez, Rashira Dobson, Minister Shannon Smith, Minister Shamika Clark, Sarita Byrd, Nina Marie, Minister Devonna and John Upshaw, Bishop Joanne White, Minister Deja Jennings, the Harvest Tabernacle Church, and to everybody that texted me, tweeted me, inboxed me, emailed me, or wrote me on my Facebook wall, or sold money into me. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. It really means a lot. I love you all, and 1,000-fold return be unto you. Well, you guys, we are back with my very special guest, none other than motivational speaker George Moore. Welcome back to the show,
Thank
George.
you so much. Thank you so much. I'm
Yes.
so excited.
Woo, yes, and
I am so excited. Guys, if you're watching and listening right now, don't you turn this thing off. It's about to get crazy.
it's about to get crazy.
I'm excited.
Well,
Let's go.
listen, you guys, I am excited. We are back. And so before the break, George, OMG, you were just breaking it down as it relates to your testimony. Not only that, emotional intelligence, the power of affirmations and positivity. And so, George, at this time,
Let's go.
I wanted you to just take us. Let's dive into some of those affirmations.
All right, so let's do this. Listen, I'm going to treat this like this is my. Can I be at home for 1 second?
Come on, let's be at
All
home.
right, so this is how we're gonna do this. If you're watching now, I need you to make sure, if you haven't already, share this. I need you all to participate like never before, because literally somebody is about to get free right now. If you've been discouraged, if you've been down, today is going to be your day of breakout. I promise you that. So let me say this. What is an affirmation? An affirmation is a statement or a process that affirms something. To affirm something means to validate it. Now, when you validate something, that means you're giving it legal permission. So basically what you say out of your mouth, you're giving it legal permission to come to pass. You're giving it legal permission to manifest. And the reason why many of us are staying where we are is because we keep giving our situations legal permission to stay. Kanye West said something that I did not understand. He said that slavery is a choice. I don't get that. I don't know what my man was talking about, but I will say this. Discouragement is a choice. You can choose to stay discouraged. Things can happen to you, and you can choose how long you're going to stay there. You understand what I'm saying?
Come on.
And so when you say your affirmation, when you speak this positivity, what you say affects how you think affects what you believe affects what you do, and what you do affects who you become. You want me to say it one more time?
Come on.
What you say affects what you think. Because, see, a lot of us think what you think affects what you say. I reverse it, because we all know what it is to have a negative thought, and it just came and you didn't know where it came from. You couldn't control it. But you can control what you say. So if you say, I'm committed to only speaking positive, your brain goes to work creating positive things to say. The more you create positive things to say, your brain becomes reprogrammed. Once your brain is reprogrammed, you change what you believe. Once you change what you believe, you change what you do. And once you change what you do, you change who you become. So, with that being said, I'm going to say an affirmation. We're going to do this machine style now.
Come on.
I'm going to say an affirmation, and I want all of our viewers and all of our listeners, I want them to say the affirmation. I want you to say it out of your mouth. I want you to hear yourself say it, and I want you to type it on the screen. Type this affirmation. The first affirmation, I'm going to give you some affirmations that I say on my daily broadcast, Get Fired Up with George. If you're not already, you need to follow my page or like it, George Moore. George D. Moore is my personal page, but George Moore is where I put all of my motivational content. The first affirmation is, and you know what? I know we're in the studio, but when I say it, I want you to say it even in here. I don't want them just to say it. I want us to feel it in here. The first affirmation is, I am prepared for overflow.
I am prepared for overflow.
One more time. I am prepared for overflow.
I am prepared for overflow.
I want you all to say that. If you're watching, if you're listening, say it out of your mouth. You need to hear yourself say it. Type it on that screen. I am prepared for overflow. We're going to tear this thing up. Let me explain. See, we look at the word ready.
Yes.
And the word ready has two meanings. Ready, the first meaning of ready can speak to your desire.
Yes.
You can say, I'm ready to go. That just means I want to go. I'm ready to leave. That just means I want to leave.
Yes.
Strong desire. But the second meaning of ready speaks to preparation. So when you say I'm ready to go, that means my shoes are on, my clothes are on, my hair is combed, my teeth is brushed.
Yes.
I'm prepared to go. And what I want to tell you is that everything that you've been through was designed to prepare you. 2018 was a year of preparation for many of you. You have been prepared. It's like, why are things not going my way? It's because you are being prepared.
Come on.
All right. So your level of preparation determines the level of increase that you will receive. So the affirmation says, I am prepared, ready, prepared for overflow. Now notice, we didn't say I am prepared for enough, because the reality is enough is not enough.
Come on.
I'm prepared for overflow. So a song that we sing in church a lot is, He has done more than I ever expected. When you say you're prepared for overflow, what you're saying is, I am prepared to receive more than I was even expecting. And 2019 is going to be your greatest year yet, because this is going to be a year of overflow. We have seen survival. We have seen,
Yes.
God can sustain you. He will give you enough. The days of manna is over. You know what I'm saying? We're surviving. Yes, we're grateful for that. But now we're moving into overflow, which means that we have more than enough for ourselves and for everyone around us. Say it again. I am prepared for overflow.
I am prepared for overflow.
Come on.
Woo, yes.
How does that make you feel?
I feel good.
See, the purpose of affirmations is this. You must understand this. You must allow what you say and what you think to affect your environment. But you are not supposed to allow your environment to affect what you say and what you think. I'm saying that again. You are supposed to allow what you say and think to affect your environment.
Yes.
But you're not supposed to allow your environment to affect what you say and what you think.
Come on, George.
And because of that, I'm going to slide off of I had a set list of the affirmations that I was going to do today. I'm leaving that for 1 second because I got an affirmation that I want to say that I've never said before. Matter of fact, I said it yesterday in an early meeting. But I want to say this for you all. And when I say this affirmation, I want you to say it. I want you to type it on the screen. If this is encouraging you, let us know. If you're getting fired up, let us know.
Woo!
Let us know. This next affirmation, are you ready?
I'm ready.
The next affirmation is, I bring life to everything I do.
I bring life to everything I do.
What you say? Let's say it again.
Woo!
I bring life to everything I do.
I bring life to everything
Type
I
that
do.
on your screen. Type it. Say it. Y'all send us some likes. I bring life to let me explain. Notice, I just said a second ago, your words and your thoughts are supposed to change your environment, not your environment is supposed to change your words and your thoughts. When you say I bring life to everything I do, what that means is that everywhere I go, everything I do, everybody who I touch and impact, their life is better because I'm in it.
Woo! Yes.
I have a mission. Anybody I meet, they are not allowed to stay discouraged.
Come on, George.
Anybody that I meet, they're not allowed to stay depressed. Because the reality is, many of us, we're being revived in our lives. We're being revived in our spirit. We're saying our affirmations. Our affirmations are affecting us. They're changing us. But let me tell you this. If your environment is not changed, you will have a hard time sustaining the change that happened in your life. Because the reality is, if you are a good-hearted person, you love your environment. You love the people around you. So I'm not happy if everybody around me is sad, sick, depressed, dying. So therefore, I bring life to everything I do.
Yes.
Which means that wherever you're watching this from, if you're watching this at work, your job, your place of employment is becoming better because you're there. Come on.
Yes.
Your place of employment, wherever you work, you're bringing life to it. Your family, your children, your parents, your siblings, your spouse, your family, life is coming into your family because you're there.
Yes.
Your church. I don't care what it is. I bring life to everything I do.
To everything I do.
You will not die if I'm around.
Oh, come on, George.
Real talk. You will not die. It's not because of who I am. It's because of what's on the inside of me.
That's right.
And we don't have faith in this anymore.
Come on.
I bring life to everything I do. Let me tell you something. Today is going to be that day where you're going to find that everything around you is going to start shifting because you're there.
Woo.
Can we go a little deeper?
Let's go a little deeper, George.
I don't know, man.
Let's go
I don't
deeper.
know, man. I don't. Y'all want some more? Y'all ready? Are y'all enjoying? If this is encouraging you, type a comment. Let us know. If you haven't shared this, share this right now. I'm ready for another affirmation. Can I go some more?
Yes.
The next affirmation is, repeat after me. My waist is valuable.
My waist is valuable.
Say it again. My waist is valuable.
My waist is
Everybody
valuable.
type that on the screen. My waist is valuable.
My waist is
Say
valuable.
it. If you haven't heard yourself say it, shame on you. My waist is valuable.
My waist is valuable.
Let me explain that. For anybody who is in fitness, if you've ever been to the gym, if you've ever worked out, if you've ever been on a weight loss plan, a weight gain plan, you hear about the importance of protein.
Yes.
The importance of protein powder. There is a brand in particular. The name of that brand is Whey Protein. It's a major brand. And I did some research on how protein is made. And what I found out was that they take milk, right? And when they're making cheese, when the milk turns into the curds, there is a liquid waste that's left. What they would do was they would throw that waste away. The name of that waste was actually called whey, W-H-E-Y. Someone came along and saw this waste that they were throwing away and said there's value in this waste. They took that waste and they put it in powder form. Added some flavor to it, and put it on the market. Now, this, what was formerly known as waste, is now what people use as a supplement to help them reach their fitness goals. What am I telling you? I'm telling you, for so many years, for so long, I appreciate our engineer. He's over there giving me life. See, this show is so positive that even the people behind the scenes, they feed into this.
Yes.
So for many years, you have felt like you were a nobody. You have felt like you were not valuable. You have fed into the negativity in your life.
Yes.
And you have felt like you were not important. You felt like you had no value. But in this time in your life, you're going to find out that your waste, what you thought was waste, is really valuable. Don't you do that, because I will feel it too.
Whoa.
I will. Am I out speaking tongues here? I don't know. Your waste is valuable.
Come on, George.
Like you have saw the story of your life, the molestation, the abuse, the rejection. You have thought you were waste because things were not going the way you thought they were supposed to go. Your story, the mistakes you made,
Come on, George.
the things that you did, your waste. I'm telling you that your waste is valuable. And if you find the value in your waste, 2019 is going to be your greatest year.
Woo! Yes.
Let's go.
Woo! Let's go, George.
Let's go.
Come on, give us
You want
some.
some, don't tell me that. 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 Y'all ready for one more?
Woo, we
No,
ready.
I might give you two more, but I'm gonna give you this one. This is gonna make you feel good. Say this. Repeat this after me. My greatness is being recognized.
My greatness is being
Come on.
recognized.
My greatness is being recognized.
My greatness is being
If y'all haven't
recognized.
said this affirmation, shame on you. Say it now. Type it on the screen. My greatness is being recognized.
My greatness is being recognized.
Come on, let's go. I've told the story before. I had a friend who told me, he said, man, you are the unsung hero. And when he said that to me, I felt real special because I liked the way it felt to be called a hero. I was like, oh yeah, I'm a hero. But then I looked at the word unsung. The word unsung means that you are not recognized. Let's go. So I recognized that I was a hero, but my greatness was not recognized. And what I want to tell many of you is that you have literally been discouraged because you do for other people, you do for you have brought so much greatness to every situation. You have been the backbone, you have been the strength, and for every unsung hero out there, I want to let you know that you got to stay encouraged, you got to stay in focus, you got to stay focused, and you have to keep going because your greatness is being recognized.
My greatness is being recognized.
Your season of being underrated is over.
Woo! Come on, George.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. Your season of being underrated is over.
Yes.
You have seen people who are not as good as you, not as smart as you, ain't as intelligent, good looking as you, don't have the level of anointing that you have, don't have your oil, don't have none of it, but they excel. And I'm telling you, this is for you. Happy birthday.
Yes.
This is for you. This is for our viewers. This is for our engineer. This is for the prophet who makes all this, put all this together. This is for me. Our greatness is being recognized.
Yes.
What you say?
Yes. I receive it.
I love it, man.
Yes.
I love it. How y'all feel? Y'all encouraged?
Woo, I feel
How y'all
good.
feel? Have y'all shared this?
Woo. Come on,
I
George.
told y'all this is gonna be a breakout day.
Oh, yes.
Facebook Live better be going crazy.
Come on.
If y'all haven't shared this, shame on you. Let's go.
Let's go. Yes, give us one more.
Oh,
George.
shucks. She said give us one. I'm ready. Next affirmation. Y'all repeat after me. I'm not quitting this time.
I'm not quitting this time.
Say it again. I'm not quitting this time.
I'm not quitting this time.
If you believe it for real, say it. I'm not quitting this time.
I'm not quitting this time.
Did you type it? Type it on the screen. I'm not quitting this time.
I'm not quitting this time.
Did you hear yourself say it? Say it. I'm not quitting this time.
I'm not quitting this time.
In the engineer's booth, I ain't quitting this time.
I'm not.
That's right. Let's go. So, what you say? Come on. The studio we're in
I'm not quitting this time.
This ain't just for the viewers. This is for us.
Yes.
I'm not quitting this time. Let me tell you all about it. So, I a few years ago, I got to be transparent. I can't tell you all this encouragement and not tell you about my own mistakes.
Yes.
I got into real estate a few years ago, and it was an epic fail. And it wasn't because of the real estate market. It wasn't because of my real estate office. It wasn't because of my support team. It was because of me. So good to see you, man. Thank you. I went to the best, hear this, the best real estate firm in Georgia.
Yes.
I got my license and I joined the best firm, the best brokerage, if you will. And to join this brokerage, you had to go through a course that they give you to help teach you how to become a good realtor with this firm. And so I went through a class, and my classmate was a man by the name of Evan Parker.
Woo.
Evan Parker he started at the same time as me. We got our license around the same time. We joined the brokerage around the same time, and Evan and I set out that we're gonna be the baddest realtors in the city of Atlanta.
Yes.
We went out and did housewarming, open houses together. We gave out flyers. We did all this work together. I got discouraged and I quit on real estate. 3 years passes. I go on Facebook to find Evan. I'm hoping that Evan quit like me. I'm hoping that Evan gave up. I'm hoping, man, that gentleman right there is giving me life, man. I hope that Evan had gave up like me. I was hoping to go to Evan's Facebook page and see that Evan was in another profession. I was like, yeah, Evan quit too because it was hard. Went to Evan's page, and when I find Evan, I see a flyer with Evan's face on it because now Evan is teaching real estate seminars. Evan,
Come on, George.
Evan, I ain't gonna make myself sad. Evan posts a picture of a house he just sold. He's closing houses. The only difference between me and Evan, it was not that Evan was smarter than me. It was not that he sure enough wasn't better looking than me. Evan wasn't. I'm sorry. If I do say so myself, I ain't the prize, but I ain't too bad on the eyes. You know. What you say? It wasn't that Evan had any more talent than me.
Come on, George.
The difference between me and Evan was that I quit and Evan didn't. My question for all of you who are watching, 2019 is going to be your greatest year. You're going to win this year. But my question for you is, are you going to stay in the game? If you just don't quit, you can win. The difference between you and your competitors is that they stay in it and you don't.
Come on, George.
Don't quit. Say it.
quit.
I'm not quitting this time.
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 Oh,
OMG.
Feel good, man.
George, give me 5. Yes, we're getting fired up with George
That's right.
in this place. George, let me ask you, how can the people connect with you?
Follow me on Instagram at George D. Moore. Follow me on Facebook at George Moore. I have a Facebook personal page that's called George Moore. I'm sorry, George D. Moore. George D. Moore is full. I have like 5,000 friends. You need to follow George Moore.
Yes.
Type it in on your search thing, George Moore. You're going to see my face. Like that page. I'm going to tell you why. I do this every day.
Yes, I can tell.
I know. I do this every day.
Yes.
And every day I give affirmations that I've never given before.
Whew.
If you feel encouraged right now, you need to follow that page. Hit like.
Yes.
Hit like because I go live at noon every day. I do this every day. I'm dropping more and more videos. My responsibility is to keep you fired up this year.
Woo!
You're not going to quit this year because you got me.
Yes.
You got me.
Yes. We got
You got me and I got you. And together we going to win.
Together we're gonna
What you
win.
say?
Yes, George, I love it. You guys, make sure that you follow him on social media. Go to his page, George Moore.
George Moore.
Make sure you like the page. Make
That's
sure you
right.
share this broadcast.
Share this broadcast,
Yes.
please. Maria Byrd, God is using her literally in this time and in this space to put people on the map. This is I love the Breakfast Club. I love that show. But we need platforms in the body of Christ in the kingdom that exposes positivity. She does this all the time. I'm just one of the guests. If you follow the program before today, she has had so many powerful people. I'm so honored to be here because she's had people who are way bigger than me. She brings people. God is using her. Whatever she has had to overcome, she has overcome so much to keep you encouraged. So you need to follow her, support her. Keep your eyes out. Maria Byrd, her husband, Prophet Byrd. They are a beautiful unit who are designed to encourage and build up so many people. This is a platform you need to support. Whatever she asks of you, just do it. Let's go.
Wow. OMG, George. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. This has been an absolute honor. Will you come back?
I'm begging, please let me come back.
Yes, we would love to have you back.
Please let me come back.
Fired up.
Please, please. What's this? I want to come back in March.
Yes.
Please.
Wow. OMG, you guys. I want to take the time to thank my very special guest,
That's right.
motivational speaker, George, a.k.a. The Machine.
The Machine.
Yes.
I even created my own theme song. They call me Machine.
Yes.
That's
yes.
What you say?
Wow, you guys. Again, you guys, I want you to make sure, listen, that you tune in next week. Why? Because we have something absolutely amazing prepared for you. So again, that's next week. Same time, same place right here on The Conversation with Maria Byrd.
Feel like it's a touchdown. Finally found me someone I can really trust now. Always had so much to say, but no one to say it to.
Thank you for tuning in to The Conversation with Maria Byrd every Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on WIGO 1570 AM radio.
So let's have this conversation like a radio station.
Well, you guys, again, I want to take the time to thank my very special guest, motivational speaker, George Moore.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Yes. Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow. Well, you guys, make sure you tune in next week to the next edition of The Conversation with Maria Byrd.
That's right.